What's going on? I hope you're having a great day, because today we will be covering the 1.9 patch for Overwatch, which includes a new hero and some decent changes to other heroes as well. I haven't really been doing many Overwatch videos in terms of updates and whatnot, but I'm getting back into that now. So with that being said, let's get into the patch. First up is the new hero Orisa, which is now going to be live. If you haven't already seen her, she is a pretty interesting character. It's worth looking into. I think this is really going to be an interesting addition in terms of how competitive plays out, because now I'm going to be more likely to either have a Reinhardt or an Orisa on my damn team for once. Speaking of competitive, the attacking team on Route 66 will now gain an additional 60 seconds after getting the payload to the first point. When it comes to hero changes, Ana's damage has been decreased from 80 to 60 in order to put her more in line with some of the other supports and not as damage intensive as some of the DPS characters. Bastion's Ironclad is going to be nerfed for the console players from 35% less damage taken to 20%. This is something that was already addressed and patched through on PC, however the console players will now have this as well. Junkrat will no longer take damage from his grenades or his ultimate. Mercy's damage boost will now be tracked in the match statistics and in the career profile. And then Sombra is also being buffed, and these are much needed as her teammates will now be able to see her hacked health packs through walls. Enemies will only be able to hear her when she comes out of stealth if they are within 15 meters of her, and her translocator cooldown has been shortened from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. Winston's barrier cooldown will now begin as soon as he places a barrier instead of after it's destroyed. And then Zarya's barriers will no longer prevent a player from being knocked back from an attack that happens inside of the barrier. This means that an ultimate like Winston's will knock you back, however, Pharah's Concussion Blast will not. Now this also, of course, includes her and her teammates, so it's whether you barrier yourself or a teammate. And lastly, for the hero changes, Zenyatta's alternate fire cooldown has been decreased from 1 second to 0.6, and he now no longer has any weapon spread at all. This should make him a little more viable in terms of consistency when you're shooting at someone. In terms of bugs, there is one that was fixed for Roadhog that I really appreciate, because if you threw a hook at someone and it hooked them and killed them, it wouldn't count as a connected hook, it would count against you as a miss, but this should no longer be the case. Anyway, that was the update in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one. Ramtide out.